Gwe, Jalasi, Ndeluisi Julie, hello and good morning. Thank you all for joining us as we commemorate the 4th Annual National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. My name is Julie Pellisier-Lush, and I am a proud Mi'kmaq woman of Abequit. As some of you may know, I wear many hats, but I am humbled to be your MC for today. Firstly, I would like to welcome the Honorable Antoinette Perry, Lieutenant Governor of Prince Edward Island, the Honorable Dennis King, Premier of Prince Edward Island, Chief Darlene Bernard of Lennox Island First Nation, Councillor Sherry Bernard on behalf of Abequit First Nation, and Elder Judy Clark, and a special welcome to Elder and Residential School survivor Marlene Thomas, who has joined us today. Together, we recognize that the land upon which we gather is unceded Mi'kmaq territory. Abequit, Prince Edward Island, is covered by the historic treaties of peace and friendship. We pay our respects to the indigenous Mi'kmaq people who have occupied this land for over 12,000 years, past, present, and future. For all Islanders, today is significant as we are gathered here to commemorate and remember the devastating impacts of Indian residential schools, Indian day schools, and other associated sites. We pay tribute to those innocent children who needlessly lost their lives, and we honor the survivors of these schools, their families, and communities who continue to feel the effects. Today is a day of solemn reflection. From our Indigenous families who are grieving, may this day bring you some healing. For our allies, may your journey to learn more about the truth of what happened at residential schools be strengthened. Let me just say, it warms my heart greatly to see so many people here today wearing their orange t-shirts. Our event will begin with a song from the Mi'kmaq Heritage Actors, followed by an opening prayer from our Elder Judy Clark. Premier King and Chief Bernard will deliver remarks, followed by Elder and Residential School survivor Marlene Thomas, who will share part of her story with us today. And at noon, we will pause for a moment of reflection for 1 minute, along with all Islanders. Following the 1 minute of silence, Her Honor Antoinette Perry, Premier King, Chief Bernard, and Councillor Bernard will be invited to come forward to lower the flags. After this, there will be a brief photo opportunity, and then we will close the ceremony, and our representatives will be available to the media at that time. Now, I would love to welcome our amazing drummers to bring us the honor song written by Elder George Paul, to bring our ancestors into our present environment here, to be here with us and to support us and to guide us. For our drummers and our singers, Walalio, the honor song.
Ega maso
Thank you so much. That was beautiful. Now I would like to invite Elder Judy Clark to come forward to offer an opening prayer.
Kwe, nina dalwisi soke, akaktigo sisi baby da wabeki pudebit, at wigi willa de debiquid. In kids now dalwisi book. Sorry. I want to thank you for the honor to be here today and to be able to share with you this day as we come together and as we wear our red shirts. Today, we'll remember all the survivors, their families, and all our communities who are living and sharing the memories and also the intergenerational trauma that some are still experiencing. I am very honored that today, when I came home 25 years ago, I was very fortunate to go to one of the ceremonies that were forbidden before. It was the Sundance. And I want to sing the prayer because this is one of the elements that we were taught to respect and to acknowledge. And that is the sun, the water, the land, and the air. So today I am honored that we see another sunrise. And I am praying for all the survivors and all our communities. And so my song, I'll be singing it in 4 directions because we come from all directions. And it's offering to the spirits to watch over each and every one of us. Nagusera bonwinen, John Delial said a Maria Keweho Hayo, Unque Yuka, Chiganaminuka, Weho Hayo, Wehaya, Hawehaya, Haweo, Weo, Heya, Heyo, Weheyo, Weo, Weo, Hey. Maria Keweho Hayo, Unque Yuka, Jiganaminuka, Weho Hayo, Wehaya, Ho, Wehaya, Ho, Weo, Weo, Heya, Heyo, Weyo, Weo, Weo, Hey, Weo, 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 Hey, Ya, Hey, Ya, Hey, Ya, Hey, Ya, Hey, Weho Hayo, Wehaya, Ho, Wehaya, Ho, Weo, Weo, Hey, Ya, Heyo. Nagusera bonwinen, John Delial said a Maria Keweho Hayo, Unque Yuka, Jiganaminuka, Weho Hayo, Wehaya, Ho, Wehaya, Ho, Weo, Weo, Heya, Heyo, Weheyo, Weo, Weo, Hey. Weyo, 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 hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, ya, hey, weho, hayo, wehaya, ho, wehaya, ho, weyo, weyo, hey, ya, hey, yo. Nagusera bonwinen, John Delial said a Maria Keweho Hayo, Unque Yuka, Jiganaminuka, Weho Hayo, Wehaya, Ho, Wehaya, Ho, Weo, Weo, Heya, Heyo, let us remember that every child matters. Imsid Nogama, Wilaliok, all my relations.
Well, Alan, thank you, Elder. You always know how to start us off in a really good way, and we all appreciate your knowledge, your wisdom, and your amazing presence and spirit. I would now like to invite Premier King to speak on behalf of the government of Prince Edward Island. Premier.
Great job as always. Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Julie. Elder Judy was one of the first people I met when I went to work for the Mi'kmaq Confederacy a number of years ago and taught me so much and is still teaching me so much. Elder Marlene Thomas, one of the most courageous and beautiful people you will ever meet. She'll share some of her story with us later. Her Honor, the Lieutenant Governor, Antoinette Perry, my good longtime friend, Chief Bernard of Lennox Island First Nation, Sherry Bernard of Abergut First Nation. So many members of government are here from the Legislative Assembly, from all parties. I know there's a couple of MPs here as well, and municipal leaders from cities and towns and communities from all across Prince Edward Island. There's a tremendous show of support here from all across Prince Edward Island, and I want to thank all of you for being here today to mark this special day, 4 years now in that we celebrate on this day. I too want to acknowledge that the land that we gather on is the ancestral land of the Mi'kmaq and that we respect the Mi'kmaq as the indigenous people of Prince Edward Island. Today is a very important day as we recognize National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. It is a day for all Islanders and Canadians to reflect on the harmful impacts of Indian residential schools and the ongoing effects on Indigenous people and communities all across Canada and across Prince Edward Island. Today, as we can see and we bear witness to, is also Orange Shirt Day, a grassroots Indigenous-led effort aimed at raising awareness about the lasting impacts of residential schools on individuals, families, communities, and entire generations. The wearing of orange today serves as a symbol that we acknowledge and we honor the healing journey of survivors, as well as remembering those children who were never returned home. And as both Julie and Judy have said, it's also a reminder that every child matters. Today, we dedicate time to learn about the history of residential schools, to hear of the stories of survivors, and to recognize the discrimination that took place, not just in communities across Canada, but here in Prince Edward Island, throughout the Maritimes and the Atlantic region as well. In October of 2021, Prince Edward Island became the first province in Canada to officially designate September the 30th as National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. Other jurisdictions have since followed suit. Yeah. But I think it's important that we remember that today and we take a moment to reflect on this important milestone and what it means for all of us. As the Minister responsible for Indigenous relations, I want to reaffirm that our government remains committed to working closely and working alongside the PEI Mi'kmaq and our Indigenous communities and organizations. We have 5+ years of being allies and partners in the ongoing journey towards reconciliation and the growth and prosperity of the Indigenous society here in our province. Reconciliation, it's important to know, is not just about acknowledgement. It's about listening and responding to the voices of Indigenous people through meaningful action. I invite all Islanders to take the time today to remember, to reflect, to learn on the history of residential schools, how this was allowed to happen in a country as beautiful and prosperous and caring as ours, not just to recognize those who have been so drastically impacted, but to make sure in this polarizing world that something like this can never happen again in a place like this. Only by educating ourselves and taking the time to listen to the stories of survivors are we able to take the meaningful steps forward towards reconciliation and become stronger allies to Indigenous peoples and the overall growth, success, and prosperity of all people in our province. I want to thank you all for joining us here today. I want to again say to let us use this day and all of the days going forward to strengthen our relationship and continue the important work of truth and reconciliation. And please remember that when we talk together and when we walk together, we not only make a better province together, but we make a better country and a better world together, and that's all within us to be able to do that. It's our responsibility, and it's who we are as Islanders, because we trace our roots way back since time immemorial to the beautiful Mi'kmaq people. That's what's beating in our hearts as Islanders comes from them. We owe it to them. We owe it to each other. Thank you. Walali Oak.
Well, Alan, Premier King, thank you for those meaningful words. I would like now to invite Chief Bernard to come forward and offer her remarks on behalf of the Mi'kmaq leadership. Chief Bernard.
Gwe, Welligiskuk, Willal and Julie for your warm welcome, and Gwe to each and every one of you gathered here today. Delawasin, Saugamau, Darlene Bernard, Melkiganai, Gipuesk. I am Chief Darlene Bernard, Strong Eagle Woman, and it is a true honor to be here with you today. I want to acknowledge our Premier, Dennis King, Lieutenant Governor Perry, Councillor Sherry Bernard, Elders Judy Clark, Elder Marlene Thomas. I see our regional chief, Wendell LeBeaube, is here, and any of the councillors from the Lennox Island or the Abwet First Nation. Thank you all, and absolutely thank you, Willali, for each and every one of you who has come to stand with us on this important day of remembrance and reflection. It is a privilege and a responsibility to be here as we commemorate the 4th National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. We gather on unceded Mi'kmaq territory, and we are reminded of the treaties of peace and friendship that were established long ago. These treaties were meant to guide our relationships based on respect and mutual understanding. But history has not always followed this path. Today, we are here to face that history together and to honor the voices of those who have been silenced for too long. This day is deeply personal for Indigenous peoples across Canada. It marks a time when we look back at the tragic legacy of the Indian residential school system, the Indian day schools, and other colonial policies that attempted to erase who we are as Indigenous peoples. For generations, Mi'kmaq children and children from many other First Nations, Inuit, and Métis communities were taken from their homes, stripped of their identities, their language, their families, and their culture. Many of these children never returned back to their homes. We think of them today, and we remember them. We remember those innocent lives that were needlessly lost. We honor the survivors who still carry the trauma of those experiences. And we recognize the ongoing impact this trauma has had on the families and communities they left behind. It's important for all of us to remember that this dark chapter in our history is not such a distant past. The last residential school closed in 1996. That's not even 30 years ago. For many, the pain is still raw and the healing process is ongoing. But today we also want to talk and reflect about resilience. It is about honoring the strength of survivors like Elder Marlene Thomas, who has lived through unimaginable suffering and yet continues to stand tall with us to share their stories and to teach the world about what happened. You remind us that while our people face the darkest of times, we are still here. We are still Mi'kmaq. Our language, our culture, and our traditions have survived, and they will continue to thrive. The strength of Indigenous peoples across this land, our ability to survive and to rebuild, is a testament to the power of our spirit. And although we have endured so much, we are also reclaiming who we are. In the faces of our children today, I see hope. I see pride in their identity, pride in their culture, and pride in being Mi'kmaq. Yet, we cannot do this work alone. Reconciliation requires partnership, understanding, and a willingness to face the harsh truth, no matter how painful. It means acknowledging the wrongs that were done and working together to ensure that they are never repeated. For governments, it means more than just words. It means action. Premier King, I know that your government has taken important steps towards reconciliation, and we deeply appreciate that. But there is still much more to be done. We need meaningful investments in our communities, in education, in language revitalization, and in mental health services to address the intergenerational trauma that residential schools have left behind. Reconciliation, it's a big word, is not an Indigenous issue. It is a Canadian issue. It is about all of us finding a way forward together that honors the rights of Indigenous peoples, that respects our sovereignty, and that creates a future where our children can grow up with pride and without the burden of systematic racism. To our non-Indigenous allies, all of you here today, it is an opportunity to deepen your understanding of the history of this land and the impact of residential schools. It is a chance to listen, to learn, and to reflect on how each of us can contribute to reconciliation. And it's not easy work, but it is necessary work. The truth of what happened to Indigenous children in those schools must never, ever be forgotten. Your presence here today, wearing orange shirts and standing with us, sends a powerful message of solidarity. But the work of reconciliation must continue beyond today. It must be a part of our everyday lives, in the way we teach our children, in the way we speak about Indigenous peoples, and in the way we work to build a more inclusive and just society. As we prepare to lower the flags in honor of the children who never returned home, and as we observe a moment of silence, I ask that we all carry the spirit of this day with us beyond these moments. Let today serve as a reminder of the resilience of Indigenous peoples and the responsibility we all share in making reconciliation a reality. Wilalin, Walaliok, thank you to each and every one of you for being here today. It warms my heart on this cool afternoon. Thank you for listening and for standing with us as we continue this journey. Let us move forward together in the spirit of healing, justice, and unity, and may we honor the memory of those we have lost by creating a better future for those yet to come. Amsit Nogama, all my relations, thank you, merci. Walalio.
Well, Alan, Chief Bernard, it is always good to hear your heartfelt words. And now, I would like to invite elder and residential school survivor Marlene Thomas to come forward and share a part of her story. Marlene.
Thank you, Julie, for the kind remarks. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I want to start off by saying what reconciliation, truth and reconciliation means to me is we have to work together. We have to forgive and to love. And then you just work on things that we have to put together with our non-Indigenous friends and our leaders. The one big thing that is happening, we need to stop on both sides. When there's disputes, we need to stop sending in the law to settle them. We need to send peacekeepers, people that can bring about change with talk. No more fighting, no more anger. That's gone on for way too long. And for me, I'm most upset with is the wellness, what's happening with the wellness checks. We have to stop using the law instead of sending the police or anybody to do with law. Go in and that's not a way to settle it. It's not a way to help our people. They're not well. They don't need to have people coming in with guns or tasers. What we need is health workers going in, maybe a female and a male together just to keep them safe. But the women with compassion and love to go in and help this person, and with the man to help protect the women, the woman that has to go in, and do it properly instead of going in with full force. That really hurts my heart. Anyway, enough of that on that. I just want to really talk to you about, I'm going to take my glasses off because I can't see. Our families grow in different directions, yet our roots remain the same. I was supposed to bring a white flower, but I didn't, but use your imagination. This white flower represents the hope of our families for healing and for our future, marked by joy and not pain. Its petals represent parents, grandparents, children, grandchildren, and all the generations impacted by the trauma of residential school and Indian day schools. As the flowers bloom each passing year, we hope to heal a little more and more towards true reconciliation forever. Hey, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Huh? Oh, there was another part to this. I must have lost it. Anyway, I was going to talk about, I'm going to try to do it off the cuff, but I was going to talk about what was missing at the residential school. Well, first of all, the love, the hugs, the consoling, the cuddles that we all would get at home. If we scraped our knee, our parents would kiss our wound and make it better. None of that happened for us in that school. Instead, we got strapped for doing, I don't know, maybe stupid little things. Maybe to them they weren't stupid, for us they were. You know, like, we all make mistakes. But I guess we weren't allowed to make mistakes. We were never to, they took our culture away. We weren't allowed to practice our culture. We weren't allowed to speak our language. That was the first warning we got when we got into Shubi School was we could not speak our language. Now, what's wrong with that system? You know? Hopefully, that will never happen again. And the 7th grade teachings, we never got any of that in there, except there was no truth there. There was no honesty. There was no humility. There was no bravery. That was all stripped from us. And to me, that is what was missing for our people. And even when we came back home, that was gone, you know. It was gone for my mother when my mother went to residential school. She didn't even know how to be a mother to me, you know. That's the type of stuff that is missing, and it all boils down to love, you know. What we learned in Shubi School wasn't about life, wasn't about living a good life, with honesty and truth and all that. It was all about hatred, you know. And to what purpose was that for? Was to take the savage out of us. I do believe in my heart we weren't the savages. We weren't the bad people. We weren't, you know. They were teaching us a religion that was foreign to us. That wasn't our way. Our Creator was kind. Their God, well, I don't even blame the God. I blame the people that worked for God. They were the savages. They were unloving. So, in saying all that, I wanted to just bring that to your attention because that's what we need in our life. We need more love, more forgiveness, and work together more and be together more. Nsid Nogama, I love you guys all.
Walal and Marlene, for sharing your personal journey with us and shedding some light on the experiences of our survivors. We are truly honored that you made time to be with us here today, and we pay tribute to your vulnerability and resilience, because that's what it is, it's resilience. Now, as we have just slightly passed the noon hour and we have been able to be out here and imagine behind those clouds the sun transitioning from morning to afternoon, we will reflect and come together in the spirit of healing and promise of better days ahead. We must take time to look, listen, and learn the hard truths that have been hidden for too long. Let's use this day for all islanders to reflect and understand these truths so that we can all move forward together. Now I'm going to ask if everybody collectively here, we're going to take a minute to open our heart and feel the energy around us and that wind of change to allow our mind to process the words that you have heard today, and just to give energy and space for today. We're going to ask for just 1 minute of time so that everybody has an opportunity just to be here together in the spirit and be able to process all of these things. So we're going to ask for 1 minute of silence, please. Walalan, thank you. And now I would like to ask Her Honor, Premier King, Chief Bernard, and Councillor Bernard to come forward to their respective flag posts to join together in the lowering of our flags. For those wishing to take photos, please feel free to do so. Walaliag, thank you all for joining us in today's National Day for Truth and Reconciliation ceremony. And seeing the sea of red shirts, as I said, just makes my heart very happy that we are all in this sharing our energy together. Now the official party will be available for the media, and this brings our commemoration to a close, and I am humbled to have been a part of this important day. Unsit Dogaba, all my relations, Walaliag, from all of us to all of you. Thank you.